for joining us.
Thank you, Governor. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Most of the analysts who I've seen who've talked about the debate thought you had an exceptionally strong night, that you took your game straight to your fellow candidates. Was that an intentional strategy on your part, or did it just rise up in you that there were some things being said you had to challenge?
It was the latter, Mike. I had no strategy to do that. It was based upon things that I heard, and the first clip that you played was that of Ron Paul. And Ron Paul, I believe, would be a very dangerous president of the United States. And that's not personal. I'm not trying to be personal against him. But I think it's very clear. People all across the world recognize Iran is hell-bent on obtaining a nuclear weapon. And they have made it abundantly clear they will use it against our ally Israel. They'll use it against the United States. We know that because the president of Iran said he would as recently as August and also in September when he was here. This is a very serious situation, and I come to this as someone who sits on the Intelligence Committee. We deal with the nation's classified secrets. We have to take this threat on because it's real.
Well, I have to say that I agree that Iran is a real threat, and they are the only country that I know of who not only wanted to develop a nuclear weapon, but they're the only ones who are developing it with the express purpose of using it. And yet, on the Tonight Show, when Ron Paul was on this week, he made this comment. I'd like to get your reaction after we listen to it.
Sure.
Michele Bachmann?
She doesn't like Muslims. She hates Muslims. She wants to go get them.
Oh, okay. That's not good.
You know, Congresswoman, you said it was not personal, you to him, but it sounded a little personal from him to you. And he made a pretty bold, I would go so far as to say an outrageous allegation that you hate Muslims. I've never seen that in you. Respond.
No, you're exactly right. You never have, because I never have said anything that foolish. What I believe is that I love the American people, and I love this country, and I want this country to be safe, sovereign, and free. The real hate that you hear is coming from the president of Iran. He hates Jews. He hates Jews in Israel, and he hates the American people, and so do the mullahs in Iran, who have expressly stated that it is their goal to kill Jews in Israel and also to kill Americans. That's a real threat, and that's why as commander-in-chief of this nation, I will stand up and make sure that Iran never obtains a nuclear weapon.
Well,
and I will stand with our ally Israel.
And let's address that specific allegation that you hate Muslims and you want to go get them. Do you hate Muslims?
Of course not. I don't hate Muslims. That's outrageous to say that. But I do recognize that we have a very real threat. Just like when Hitler was building up the threat prior to World War II, all of the signs were there. They were evident, and there were people who wanted to bury their head in the sands. We're living in a time today when there's another madman. And if there's anything, Mike, that the last 100 years has taught us, it is that when a madman speaks, we need to listen and take that threat seriously. And I do. I will stand with the American people in this country that I love.
Congresswoman, the other night you and I were together with several of the other presidential candidates at an overflow event for the movie The Gift of Life. And one of the things that I think people are saying is, well, these issues don't matter, the issues of the sanctity of life or the issue of marriage. It appeared to matter to some Iowa voters the other night when they were there. Would you react to whether or not these issues are still being asked of you as you campaign across Iowa?
Well, Mike, they were even today. I'm on a 99-county tour. Every county in Iowa. We did 10 stops yesterday, 10 stops today. And Governor, I'll tell you, this morning people brought up the issue of life and said this is the #1 issue. And I know that you agree that life needs to be protected. We talked about that in the debates. And for your viewers, I encourage them to stay tuned to Fox, because Fox will show the debate again. And the issue of life came up in the debate. And I said very clearly that I believe that life needs to be protected from conception until natural death. And that's why I brought up that issue, because the former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, had a chance to defund Planned Parenthood. He didn't do it. And I think even more shockingly, he reconfirmed again that he would be willing to support and campaign for Republicans who support the barbaric practice of partial birth abortion. I could never do that. And that's why the very important question was asked by George Will to the Speaker. He said, when is it ever a virtue to tolerate infanticide. It's not. We need to be a party that stands for life. I know you do. I do. The Republican Party does. And people all across Iowa want a champion to stand for life, and I will.
Congresswoman Michele Bachmann, it's always a pleasure to see you. Have fun out there, and good luck in Iowa. Thank you very much.